All right. Hi, my name is Nigeria Chambers of Big Gold Belt Media. Mary, it's a pleasure to talk to you today. How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Very excited to talk about Willie. And with such little time today, I want to get right into it.
Okay.
I have completed all of season two, and there's two really important questions I want to ask you. The first question is we do see Willie sort of be a voice in what the next steps need to be with the DWL. And beyond that is the problem with Crystal. And that's not such a wrestling problem. It becomes a societal problem here. I would want to know whether your time from filming this series or just maybe your love or appreciation or fandom or maybe not of pro wrestling, what was sort of this grown appreciation and added appreciation for women's wrestling? And then we obviously got to give a shout out to Kelly, who is in this season wrestling some of the best wrestlers in the world. And
Isn't
I
she
had to go
amazing?
look at it. Amazing. I had to go look at it. I was like, wait, has she ever wrestled? It looks
No, that
great.
little Spitfire, she's incredible. And she
Yes.
works her ass off. I wish you guys could see her. That girl does not skip a workout. She does like two a day. She's phenomenal. And she's doing way more than I think probably the insurance guys are happy with in that ring. Way more. No, she's amazing. Listen, I mean, I think it's thank goodness the writers have opened up this world of female wrestling in heels because it's exciting and dynamic and rich and all those things, and be realistic. It's just like it's not realistic to think that we wouldn't be addressing that
Yeah.
world. So but I respect how they got into it. I think it's very creative that they didn't just sort of go, someone didn't just have the idea. Like, I love that they sort of stumbled into it,
Mm-hmm.
that like she all of a sudden she's the champ and they're like, well, shit, now what? Like,
Yep. Yep.
how do we sustain this? It's not realistic. It'd be horrible if men are beating her up every week.
Right.
You and also it's not realistic to have her just, you know, knocking every single wrestler off.
Yep. Yep.
And so then they think like, okay, let's get another one in. And then all of a sudden, and then Willie, who's had this sort of latent love for that world all along and probably did want to be,
Mm.
that I think she was like, she comes to life. It's the first thing that's
Yeah.
woken her up. I think her posture's different this season. Before it's
Yeah.
like angry and low and, drinky, and she's still those things at home. But I think she's, for the first time, on the balls of her feet. She's excited, because she's becoming this mentor. She's getting to see her dreams fulfilled through this younger woman.
That's exactly what I was getting at because I was like, sometimes it seems like Willie is pro Crystal, but then we see her really tough with her at times,
Yeah.
kind of like, at moments you see her, it seems like she's against her, but then there's almost like she's truly empower her. And it does get dicey. For
Yeah.
my final question, I
Yeah.
truly have to talk about one of the strongest moments in this entire season is episode 5. And this is where you and Stacy are having a conversation and explaining why Jack doesn't need to know everything and sort of the power of secrets, but also discovering those secrets. I have to know because this is this right here. This moment was unlike anything that you've done thus far in this season. What did you tap into when you read the script?
I mean, one of my favorite things about television is that you don't really know stuff until you know it. Like with a play, I would know everything I'm talking about. In television, you don't always know, but Mike O'Malley, who runs the show on a weekly basis and is brilliant and one of my oldest friends. Sometimes I'll go to him and say, how much do I need to know about this? Like, I would like to know more. How much do you know about this? And TV is always evolving. So sometimes he'll be like, I have some ideas, but I don't really know. So anyway, I think, in regards to that storyline, I think I love that scene too. And I love it because I think Willie, with Tom Spade, she knows where all the bodies were buried. She and Tom were doing it together. They did all this stuff before Jack was even involved. Like, you know, they made some decisions that were shady. The thing's only around because they did. And so
Yeah.
Stacey coming in with this energy of like, honesty's, the best policy. I think it's like, well, good luck. Then you're going to kill it. It's frustrating, but that's fun storytelling too.
Yeah, it's amazing. Fantastic job this season. I know my timer is probably just about to be up, but I do love the storyline of introducing not just women wrestling from the first season, but establishing the women's division and then tackling these things that are still being talked about right now. And
Mhm.
that's sexism and the perception of abuse within wrestling. And I love how you all handle it in such a tasteful way that
Oh,
hopefully we
good.
take away that and let
Good.
these women wrestlers just be wrestlers.
Yeah, great. Oh, I love hearing you say that. That's good because it's a
Absolutely.
right. It's a tricky world, and with violence towards women, I think it's threading a needle, right? Because this is sports and theater and storytelling
Yep.
and unfortunately in the world and often in the athletic world there is actual violence, and
Yep.
so yeah. So I'm glad you think we passed that test.
Absolutely. And as Kelly said, I just want to get out there and wrestle.
It really does.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for your time. Fantastic season 2, folks. You can start watching season 2 of Hills on STARZ July 28th, and you're going to see amazing storytelling and very important messages for folks to take and put in their own personal life, including a very powerful moment in episode 5 by Mary here. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.